Hey boys, welcome to the NinjaNamedJay channel, and today we will be reviewing the new Alex Garland film, Warfare. So, Warfare is of course, as I just said, directed by Alex Garland, but it's also co-directed and co-written by Ray Mendoza, who was a real-life Navy SEAL, and the film portrays a real-life mission that he was involved with in Iraq. The movie stars Will Poulter and DeFaro Woon Atai, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, as the aforementioned Ray Mendoza. The plot summary of the film is that a platoon of Navy SEALs embark on a dangerous mission in Ramadi, Iraq, with the chaos and brotherhood of war retold through their memories of the event. So yeah, it sounds pretty interesting, you know, who doesn't love a real life war story? So today in this video I'll just quickly go over the plot, then at the end I'll give my thoughts on the film. It's probably going to be a bit of a quick video as I'm kind of tired and I want to fucking go to sleep, but I just watched the movie like 2 hours ago and thought, you know, why not talk about it? Might as well, right? So the film starts off with how I think I want every movie to be made, and that is with some arse. So the film starts off with this like 80s like aerobics class, and the whole platoon, you know, they're watching it. They're being some pretty base gooners right now, you know? So yeah, a pretty good beginning of the film if you ask me. But then we get right into the action. It cuts to the platoon engaging in a raid of a house during the nighttime. And during the raid, you know, some of the guys, they're being a little silly. They're reenacting some of the moves they saw in that aerobics video. So I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, but anyway, they get the raid done very quickly and it's greatly executed. You know, they all follow orders. They're doing it as you're supposed to, as a well-trained military member. And when they're raiding the house, they notice that there are some stairs that lead up to a fucking brick wall. They get the interpreters to ask this like Iraqi family, and they're like, oh, there's people who live up there, and shit. And they get a fucking sledgehammer, they break that bitch open, and yeah, they find another family up there. A bit weird, you know? Then we cut to the morning after, and they're still in the apartment, the Navy SEALs. And you see all the different members of the platoon doing different stuff. Some are on this laptop, you know, looking at data and shit. There's a comms guy who's Ray Mendoza. He's like the comms guy of the platoon, and you know there's other people watching outside windows, you know, very sneakily. And they've also set up this little sniper's nest, and I love the tension this creates, especially when we're focused, you know, on the sniper character. Throughout this long scene, he's, you know, looking down his scope and shit, and he's very closely monitoring civilians. You know, seeing where they go, describing them to one guy, then that guy talks to the comms guy relays it to, you know, the higher-ups and shit. The Navy SEALs, they're noticing some strange behavior. They're like, what the fuck's going on? You know, people keep looking over at the building that we're in. You know, they're on the phone. They're peeping around corners and shit. You know, being a little sus. The tension of the scene just keeps rising and rising and rising. And eventually a grenade gets fucking thrown into the window. Boom! You know, everyone's, you know, concussed. Everyone's like, whoa, what the fuck? But when I was watching this part, you know, it took them a while to fucking react. Like, it took them a solid fucking like 5 seconds to react to the grenade falling through the window. Instantly, I'm running. I'm like, I'm fucking running out of that motherfucker. But yeah, the grenade is thrown in, and then everyone is fucking discombobulated. Everything's like thrown out of order. They're like, what the fuck? We need to get the fuck out of here. So they call the evac team or whatever, and they bring in these like little tank things. Not tanks, but like armored trucks. And the leader of this platoon, Will Poulter, he's organizing things and he's getting everyone to follow his orders. They're all lined up, ready to go. And in this platoon, there are these two Iraqi army soldiers who act as the translators. And Will Poulter makes them fucking leave first. And throughout this time, they're nervous as fuck. You know, they probably got lower levels of training. Yeah, they're talking and they're like, they want us to go first. Fuck that. I don't want to do this, dude. But eventually, Will convinces them that the SEALs will follow. So they engage on the plan. The armored trucks come. And the two Iraqi soldiers, you know, walk out the door towards the trucks. And Will Poulter's like, hold boys, let's just make them walk a little bit fucking further. So a decent gap has been created between the Iraqi soldiers and the Navy SEALs. And eventually a couple of the Navy SEALs go out as well, and they're going towards the armored truck. Then boom! A fucking IED goes off. Loud as fuck too. I got jump scared. And I think the cunt next to me got jump scared as well. It was fucking loud as fuck. But yeah, this fucks everything up. You know, there's dust everywhere, there's fucking bodies everywhere. It's fucking crazy. One of the Iraqi soldiers got fucking split in fucking half. His guts are all out, all over the place. He's dead as a motherfucker. You got cunts just like walking around being fucking, you know, where am I, where am I? People's ears are ringing. You know, they got fucking tinnitus in that bitch. And one dude who was like the sniper from earlier, who was like looking out, monitoring the civilians, both of his legs are fucked up. And he's caught on fire. And he can't really do anything because I guess he can't move his legs because they're fucking so badly damaged and shit. He's just fucking like, oh shit, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? But eventually, some of the squad members, I think it was the Ray Mendoza character, he, you know, pats him down and drags him back into the apartment. And also there's this other dude who fucks up his legs just as bad. So yeah, the platoon dragged the 2 injured men into the apartment and reorganize. Now mind you, during this time in the film, everything is loud as fuck. We see the perspective of the comms guy, Ray Mendoza, and he's just, you know, his head's all fucked up, and all you can hear is the comms. And it's so fucking loud, everything's talking, all the higher ups are talking, the commanders and shit. It was so fucking loud in the theater as well. It was giving me a headache. And eventually he disconnects it. And also the sniper and the other dude, they are in so much fucking pain. I mean, this dude is just fucking screaming in pure fucking agony. And to be honest, bit of a drama queen if you ask me. But yeah, everyone's inside and they're dealing with gunfire. Everyone's like confused and, you know, a lot of people are concussed. They're like shell-shocked basically. And Will Poulter, who again is the commander of this platoon, he doesn't know what to fucking do. He's like, what the fuck is happening? Everyone's confused as fuck, and it creates a very jarring, realistic scene. Especially when you juxtapose the scene from earlier where they're raiding the apartment. You know, they're doing that flawlessly. Everyone's following orders. Everyone knows what they're doing. Then you look at this scene where there's no orders, no one knows what's fucking happening, and everyone is confused. I really like that. But yeah, eventually Ray Mendoza, he gets on the comms and shit, and they call for backup from another team. And this team, they're waging war in the streets. They're going corner from corner, peeking out, bang, 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 shooting their way over to the apartment complex, and they get in. And they make their way safely there. Well, not that safely, because, you know, they're fucking shooting at people and shit, and they're getting shot at as well, but no one dies. I'm pretty sure. Oh, actually, I think one person died. So yeah, I think their name was Alpha Team 2. They get there and they join up with Alpha Team 1 and they start strategizing. Or should I say, the leader of the second squad starts strategizing. Because Will Poulter, he's just fucked off into another room. And then the other leader comes in and he's like, yo, you good, dude? And then Will's like, he's like, no, you need to take charge, dude. That's some bitch shit. You know, always be the leader. Always be the leader no matter what. Okay, boys? That's the daily NinjaNamedJay advice. Always be the fucking leader. So yeah, he steps up and takes charge of both platoons. He starts organizing everyone. He gets his comms guy and asks for the armored trucks back. And the higher ups, they're like, we'll have to ask the chief officer or whatever. And then the new leader, he's like, fuck that. You pretend to be the chief officer and sign off on that order. He does that and then the armored trucks come. So yeah, he's organizing everyone efficiently and they're patching up the the 2 injured people and they're fucking screaming, you know, they're shoving gauze into the wounds and shit. It's very nasty stuff and they're screaming still. They are in so much pain, even with some morphine. They inject morphine in them. And one dude fucking injects morphine into his thumb accidentally. I think it was Michael Gandolfini as well. He's in it, you know, James Gandolfini's son. I think that was his character who did that. But yeah, the second team leader, he organizes everyone and they escaped into the armored trucks. No, sorry, they were tanks actually. They escape off into the tanks and they ride off. All the Iraqis, they come down from all the buildings they were shooting at and they just walk in the street like, Yeah, they're gone. Then we cut to the family's house who was raided, and they're like, yo, they're gone. Fuck yeah. And then they go out into the living room and shit, and they see all the blood, and they're like, fuck. And then it just ends like that, which I kind of like. But it also shows, real life footage of the real characters that the film was based on. But yeah, that was the end of the movie. So now I'll just go over my general thoughts. And I want to stick with the ending quickly. I really liked how it just ended very abruptly. It doesn't show anything after. And that abrupt ending just reinforces the brutality of what we just witnessed. It doesn't give any happy ending. It doesn't, show a dude going off back to his family, back to his wife and kids, and living a happy life. And it ends just like that. Just like how all the people who were getting shot at died, the Iraqi soldier, it ends. And it just makes you think of the brutality that you just witnessed. And how terrifying it would be to be a soldier. Because, during this time, during the whole movie, they're like sweating profusely, they're confused, they're bewildered, they're fucking scared, they're crying. And it just makes you think like, shit, this has happened probably so many fucking times, dude. And it's really sad to think about. So yeah, it was a bit of a slower movie, but it kind of fits with the narrative. The narrative being this one story. I like how it's just one story. We don't see any subplots, we don't see any other stories. We just see the concise mission and I guess the failure of what happened. We only see the night raid and then the morning and then the day where everything gets fucked up. I like that. It's a very, realistic approach to a war film that I think I've only seen in like maybe Jarhead or Generation Kill. I also really like the sniper scene before the grenade, comes in and fucks everything up. I really like how the tension slowly builds as you start thinking to yourself when you're watching this, something bad is going to happen. I thought, when some of the soldiers were peeping out the window, I thought maybe, someone would get popped, but that didn't happen, of course. And I like how we're just following the sniper's perspective through the scope, and he's just tracking all the different people. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I think that's like all I have to say, really. But yeah, it's just a bit of a slower movie. It is a little boring, but I can understand why it is boring. Because it follows, one narrative. And it shows it as brutally and realistic as war is, which I can appreciate as well. But yeah, it's just, I like to be entertained. I'm a person, I'm a human. I like to be entertained. So it was a little boring for me. So I'll have to give my rating like a 6 out of 10. It is a decent movie. I probably wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I went to see this by myself because my boys were busy. And I know they would have been bored out of their fucking mind. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to talk about. Sorry if this was like... the title says a bad review for a fucking reason, boys. Let's just say that. It's nearly 2 a.m. as well when I'm recording this. And I've been recording for like nearly half an hour as well. So I want to get off this. I just want to get my thoughts out, Nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't come to the NinjaNamedJay channel if you're looking for some fucking quality. That is for sure. But boys, I got something to say now that the video is over. For the next couple weeks, you guys are in for a treat. I'm going to be treating you boys very fucking good. Video after video after video will be coming out. In a couple days, I'm going to go see Sinners, that new Michael B. Jordan movie with my boys. So that's going to be good. Then I'll review the new episode of The Last of Us. Appreciate the viewership on that. It was my second biggest video. Thank you. I love you guys. If you clicked on that video, I love you. I got more videos on the way. I, did audio last month for a video that I'm going to start editing next week. It's going to be good. Big things on the way, boys. I'm treating you guys nice. I'm giving you guys some, I'm giving you guys some good dick right now. Slow, passionate, deep strokes right now. Bah, bah, bah. Eye contact and everything. We went out for a good dinner, took you back home, lit some candles, and now we fucking really good right now. And that's us. That's us right now. Oh, fuck. Okay. It's 2 a.m. I need to sleep, boys. If you're watching it still, I thank you. Sorry for the shitty video, but fuck it. We still hooping. I love you. Peace.